War drum bat rips, the sounds of war.
Good evening, viewers, fellow hobbyists, tabletop generals, Mech Warriors, and whichever other systems you play and like to try and call yourselves. Welcome to the inaugural episode of What's on the Painting Table, a semi-regular series that's going to develop and follow what I've been working on and what hobby thoughts I've had recently. The intention will be that over time, obviously, as well as seeing my own projects to develop, it may hopefully inspire some of your own. You can give me some feedback on how you might do things or would like to suggest. And it's going to help strike out that hobby funk that can settle in on all of us when we look at our competing demands from our piles of shame. It'll help build that nice shared community that certain corporate interests seem trying to stifle. Quick bit about me. I'm in my mid-30s, being tabletop wargaming for 20 plus years now, as well as tabletop RPGs, which include obviously D&D 5th Ed and Call of Cthulhu. I've been mostly an exclusive Games Workshop 40k Warhammer Fantasy Battle fan, but much more recently I am one of the recent 40k refugees, which we'll cover on a bit more. I do still enjoy a bit of 40k. We can see the Indomitus box there, and I do still have a nice soft spot for Warhammer Fantasy, Battlefleet Gothic, but as well as recently been getting into Star Wars Legion, and my absolute current prime addiction is BattleTech. First up, some of my painting and hobby things that have really made my life so much easier recently. My wife got me this great paint spinner, and it was an Amazon special from a producer on there. Sorry I can't put a shout out to the actual designer, as like I say, it was a present, so I don't know quite who she got it from, but I used to have all my paints in just a big box like this, or a little tin, constantly pulling them in and out. It did the job, but it was such a pain. Having this where I can put my topmost used paints on and then just ready access to them has been absolutely fantastic. And whoever got this, you get these nice little paint holders as well, which again, it just reduces all those horrible spillages when you're moving about. I never used to go for like branded or special paint pots. I used to just have a nice little Kit Kat cup from an Easter egg years ago that I used for a long, long time. But you know what? This thing works. It really just does. Games Workshop sprays. Yeah, they kind of do the job. Yeah, they've got a low range of colours. God, they're expensive. This one, $5.99 here for a tin that is a full 500ml, and absolutely fantastic. Got it from a car repair shop nearby, and I'll just zoom right in. Here is one of the models I sprayed black with it. It's one I use absolutely regularly now. So you can see there, lovely crisp detail, nice black colouring. The only sort of whiting there is thanks to the hobby light. So yeah, you cannot beat that for value. I like to try and consider myself a neat tabletop level painter. I am absolutely not a pro painter. I rarely have time for edge highlighting and all that other good stuff. Don't get me wrong, I like it, I appreciate it when it's done well on a model. I have a busy job, a wife, 2 kids, and a dog. That sort of thing rarely gets time for that, so I like to do the neat, couple of washes, bit of technical work if I can, and it's good for gaming. This is a Mech Miniatures model, so I'll just give you a bit of a spin here. Mech Miniatures regularly run half-price things. I've heard a few things about them as a company, which I'm not going to go into here, because I don't know the truth of the matter, but I got this boy for, I believe, 25 or thereabouts, and for that, as a resin model, I ain't complaining. I will get you a comparison for a good size in a sec. Okay, there we go, picking back up. Sergeant Naman, the classic Dark Angel Scout. There you go, there's a height difference. Some of you may remember this and be going, oh, nice. He was actually gifted to me by my very good friend Ross. Some of you may be looking at him and going, who the hell is that? So as I was saying, I've recently massively gotten into BattleTech along with my co-pilot, my daughter Amy. Loving the Catalyst Games boxes. As you can see here, the Game of Armoured Combat and the Clan Invasion box underneath. Some of the Catalyst Games models, official ones there, the red one and the white and blue ones here. A lot of retailers, third party now doing things, and I'm sure like many of you, you see different third party places and you wonder just how well some of the renders will turn out in real life. Are they a reliable producer, etc. like that? And two that I've been in contact with and had shipped out, they arrived fresh today, are these group here, which are from Battle Scenes. They are an eBay retailer, so we've got some great mechs here. These retail at £5 to £6 each, and absolutely fantastically. I'll just bring that Warhammer further forward.
That's Warhammer.
As you can see there, really nice crisp detail. You can see the barrels in on the torso there, also a little bit, and even the actual hollow bits under the actuators, stroke pintle mounts on the arms. Just really, really nice sculpt, that one. So those are from Battle Scenes. And then these ones here are from Defiance Industries, which are, again, I found through eBay. They've got a nice little website, which we'll put in the description down below. So, really nice Centurions. This is their catapult on the left versus the Catalyst Games one on the right. Just try and focus that in a bit for you, there. Really nice, as well as their Thunderbolt on the left to the Catalyst Games Thunderbolt on the right. Normally nothing survives in my house more than 30 seconds after I get out of the box before I want to spray it, but I held off in order that I can show you these directly as they got out of the box. The only thing I've done was remove a bit of resin flash off the feet so they would stand up nicely. Everything else is as they came, so just absolutely really nice, very happy with them. So, moving on to some of the other bits I've been working on recently. This on the left here is Carol, my character from Call of Cthulhu at the moment. She's been doing actually remarkably well. Only mostly crazy, not entirely. And on the right here is a cool little cyberdog gifted to me by a friend. Both of these models came courtesy of weprintminiatures.com. Absolutely great little website, which again will include the link, and absolutely great selection of little 3D sculpts and prints. You can see just how quality they actually do come out. Great little selection. Check them out, really. It might be something there that you've been wanting to do for a while, or again, another model that sort of takes your fancy and you want to start a new project around. All sorts of cyber, historical, all sorts of good ones for dioramas or modelling. And this part I'm going to talk about BattleTech. There's a lot of videos out there where you talk about introductions to BattleTech from the point of view of an established gamer, and a lot of them are doing really well at reaching out to the new 40k refugees, as we've been sort of colloquially known. I thought I'd put one out there from the point of view of somebody who's been mostly 40k and other Games Workshop systems for so many years, and I was aware of BattleTech in the background, but never really looked into it, and damn, I wish I had a lot sooner. A lot of what draws me in about a game is the lore, and you just don't know from the outside just how big the lore of any game system can be. And BattleTech just has so many different eras, so much lore and tidbits of information and cool stories, with obviously that wargaming great part of being able to carve out your own little niche and add your own story to it as part of the bigger overall tapestry. Some of the resources that I've used, again, everybody and his dog is going to recommend sana.net. It's the Wikipedia of all things BattleTech, and will answer any question you've ever had, and even a few that you didn't know you had. There's a particular YouTuber, Wargamer Fritz, massive shout out to him and his channel. Did a whole load of getting into BattleTech videos. I wouldn't dream to override what he's done, and again, just really, really good resources for how does this work? What's the differences here? And last but by no means least, the Black Pants Legion Text Talks BattleTech. They will make you laugh. I've watched them so many times already. And if you're watching this one coming up on May, you can watch the Battle of Tukiet video, which he does a fantastic job of. Goddamn Capellans. So that's a lot of gushing. That BattleTech's great. What do I like about it compared to 40k? The price point for buy-in is so much less. Lore is equally as expansive. Humans only, there's no aliens. Does that limit some of the scope? Maybe. But each of the houses has got such a great flavour, and there's that much just more human drama. There's no super godlike creatures calling the shots. It is pure human folly and human courage. The art style still embraces that glorious grimdark from the 80s, even in its modern iterations of the box art and some of the bits in the primer booklets. You've got just that great 80s art style. So, a really welcome return to a lot of nostalgia there. From a gaming point of view, so much more balanced. And so much easier to pick up. I've tried teaching my kids 40k a bit, and yeah, they can get into it, but there's a lot to try and get them to talk about. So you need this chart for this, and then this one's got this ability, and this is doing that. BattleTech, you have a hex map, all the terrains listed on it for the different heights and levels, and you've got a record sheet and a pair of D6. That's your lot for your bare minimum of what you need. Obviously, you're going to want the terrain and the models, because the models are gorgeous. But from a bare start-off point of view, there's nothing wrong with that. My 8-year-old plays BattleTech with me at a classic level. She doesn't even need just the Alpha Strike version. We've had some great laughs already, and it's just so much fairer. We alternate initiative for who goes first, depending on the dice rolls. So you've got that tactical nuance in there. But for the shooting phase, all attacks, although obviously you have to roll for individually, effectively happen at the same time. So if you walk out there and you get absolutely obliterated, your prize mech isn't wasted. You still get to go and try and do some damage first. Each model, you may only have 1, 2, maybe 5 or 6 models tops, but each one does so much more and is so much more important in and of itself. I love 40k for its grand scale, and it looks fantastic when it's out on the table. Those big vistas. But, oh no, I've lost 30 guardsmen this turn. Oh well, only 90 more where they came from. I've lost 3 tanks, only 6 more to go. You've lost 1 out of your 3 mechs? Ooh, it's gotten serious. Same with any skirmish level game. Each individual model just means that much more. There's a nice little app I'd like to direct you to, Mech Factory. You need to set up an account. It's purely for their statistical reasons, I believe. But again, all the mech data sheets are in there. You download them. You can send them off to print. And that's all you need. It's got all the different variations on it. So if you get a mech, when it doesn't perform the way you like, or you think, oh, I wish some of the weapons were different on this, BattleTech does have its own vehicle design rules. I haven't gotten into that part of it yet. I've skimmed over the rules so I know they're there, but I'm currently just enjoying the sheer amount of variants that are out there. So many different tech levels. You can kind of go quite straightforward, so each mech's battle value is lower. Pay a bit of a premium. Hey, let's go for double heat sinks. I can fire more weapons. I'll go for extended range lasers, pulse lasers, all this other good stuff. and the game centres mostly around the inner sphere and the conflicts involved therein. You'll see the clan invasion box out there if this is the first time you actually are listening about BattleTech. The clans are a force of humans and superhumans who've come back to the inner sphere after the world's longest cruise, and they are of such a technological level above. It really is a David and Goliath fighting inner sphere mechs, which have usually gone through a couple of 100 years worth of warfare and are pretty much on their last technical legs against the all singing, all dancing clan mechs that come in and just stomp face. Could that be a bit unfair? Could be. Obviously, battle value balances it out nicely, and playing clan versus clan, well, you get the Gucci toys as well. Clan get the toys, the inner sphere though, they've got the character. A Timberwolf? Yeah, that's gorgeous. Or a Mad Cat, for those of you who prefer your inner sphere terminology. It's a Mad Cat. But you look at the Atlas, the Centurion, the Catapult, they've just got that certain something to them. Class. Character. Those of you with an Xbox and Game Pass, Mech Warrior 5 Mercenaries, as of at least a month or two ago, was available for free to play on there. Mech Warrior and BattleTech are set in the same cinematic universe, as it were. The Mech Warrior games are BattleTech. BattleTech is the overarching umbrella for Mech Warrior. Easy enough to just think that, hey, they're both sort of big stompy robot games, but no, they are in fact the same canon, as it were. So, absolutely great to play. Does it look a touch dated? Yeah. Is it still going to be damn enjoyable? And especially those of you who may have played Front Mission 3 back in the day. That was one of my first introductions to mech combat, which I loved. That whole tinkering around with the mechs, upgrading them, outfitting them different styles, pilot skills, all that is in here. But it's from a first or third person shooter variant rather than a turn-based game. BattleTech has a whole load of books out and about, which I'm starting to get into myself. I'm on Decision at Thunder Rift, which is one of the core sort of reading books, by the way I seem to see everybody recommend it. So I'm thoroughly looking forward to getting into that. I'm only about page 15 at the moment. And what I'm going to enjoy about it is just the difference. Now I've read so much Black Library books, dozens and dozens. I can see so many. I'm currently in my bedroom. They're on the shelf. I've got so many of the Horus Heresy books in gold cover. The Siege of Terror is all sitting there in hardback. Love them. But now it's, you know what you're going to get. Oh, the Raven Guard are fighting the Orcs. There's going to be a war, and there's going to be some sneaky shadows. Great. And sometimes you want that epic level sci-fi. But I'm just going to really enjoy that. It's just more grounded mech combat. It's humans. As I say, there's no ridiculous level invincibility and resilience. It's like clan versus inner sphere, Custodes versus Guard. Yeah, the Custodes look shiny. They may have all the Gucci toys, but the Guard is where the discerning character is. And lastly, a big shout out to the BattleTech community as a whole. It's so welcoming, so encouraging, and BattleTech doesn't have a competitive scene, which the Games Workshop as a corporate chasing the tournament meta, and somebody's probably going to bash the angry comments section, but we know it happens. Of course it does. BattleTech doesn't have that. It's all, hey, here's some models, here's some ideas for scenarios. The mechs aren't all optimized. They're not all win at all costs, power move models, stand fast clans. But that just gives you so much more options for narrative play and characterful play. You see, these mechs have been around for hundreds of years. They are degraded. So yeah, They may not be all singing, all dancing, but that means you have to play smart with them. And because of this drive towards proper narrative play and not ruffle stomp, win at all costs, it doesn't have that toxic level of, oh, how dare you try and enjoy that thing. That's not points effective. And is that the 40k community entirely? Of course it's not. But damn do we get them there. BattleTech has been an absolute breath of fresh air to my hobby life, and hopefully it will be to yours too. If you're watching this and you're already a long-time fan, I'm hoping you're going to be nodding along a lot, hopefully a few chuckles. If you are new to it and you're umming and ahhing about it, absolutely get a look into those references that I said, like say Black Pants Legion, Wargamer Fritz, the Mech Factory app. You will not be disappointed. And I'm sure, like myself, many, many hours of hobby enjoyment will come soon. Thanks for listening to me mostly kind of not ramble, a little bit of rambling. Goddamn Capellans. I look forward to hearing your feedback. Drop me a comment, drop me a message. Thanks very much. Good night.
War Drum Bat Rips, the sounds of war.